Following the historic success of the just concluded 13th South Asian Games, sporting activities continues back home as the A Division League football kicks off from today. The capital's Dasar Stadium, which is stormed into life during the 13th South Asian Games, will see more football action from today. Good morning, I am Amar Singh Pradhan and these are the headlines of the hour. Parliamentary Committee directs the government to immediately unveil new political map including Limpiadhura as national territory. Dispute lingers on whether to opt for political outlet or not. Temperature dips across the country as the westerly low pressure winds brings winter rains. Weathermen say rains and clouds will clear from today. Tens of thousands of people take to the streets of the Algerian capital, Algiers, protesting the results of Thursday's presidential election. An A Division Football League kicks off from today. Machindra Club and Brigade Boys are to clash against each other in the inaugural match. Three people, including a police inspector, were killed and three others seriously injured after a bomb exploded in Dhanusa's Mahendranagar last night. A team led by police inspector had received information of suspicious device at Kuchai of Dhanusa Mahendranagar and reached the site for inspection. Unfortunately, the bomb exploded at their arrival. According to Pradeep Raj Kadel, the chief district officer of Dhanusa, Rajesh Shah, and his son Anand Shah died on the spot, while Police Inspector Amir Kumar Dahal succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment. And moving on to other news, the Parliament's International Relations Committee has directed the government to unveil a new political map by including Limpiadhura region within the national territory. The Parliamentary Committee has also called for efforts to remove the Indian security forces from Nepal's Limpiadhura, Lipulekh and Kalapani regions. We have a report.
The committee called on Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa and Minister for Land Management Padma Aryal on Friday afternoon and urged the government to move forward dialogues at the political level rather than being confined to the diplomatic initiatives. The Parliamentary Committee has stressed that the government must not delay in sorting out the border dispute so as to establish the country's sovereign rights on the national territories. The Parliament State Affairs Committee had issued a similar directive to the government earlier this month. At the meeting, Home Minister Thapa said that Nepal needed to increase the number of security stations at the border regions by adding postings in the armed police force. He was of the view that the move would help retrieve the Nepalese territories encroached by India. Meanwhile, Minister for Land Management Padma Aryal said that the government is collecting historical documents in a bid to release the country's new political map, including Limpiadhura region.
And we'll take a short break here. For more news, do stay with us. Daily life across the country has been greatly hampered as temperatures continue to dip with the change in weather, moderate rainfall and snowfall in several places. Meteorologists say the change in weather is a result of the westerly low pressure winds. Humla is blanketed by thick layers of snow following the winter rain yesterday. Residents of Upper Humla have descended towards lower elevations due to escalating cold weather. Locals have said they are not being able to even go out for their houses for daily routine activities due to the ice-cold temperature. Air services have been grounded in the Humla region as well.
हिमपात परेको कारणले गर्दा लेखमा भएका मान्छेहरू पनि बेसीमा झर्न बाध्यता भएको छ। यहाँका मान्छेहरूलाई घरबाट बाहिर निस्किनको समस्या छ, हिँडडुल गर्न समस्या छ। मान्छेलाई भन्दा पशुपक्षीलाई पनि पशुवस्तुहरूलाई गाई गोरुहरू बाख्रा भेडा बाख्राहरूलाई पनि एकदम गाह्रो भइरहेको छ। हिजोदेखि अस्ति रातिदेखिको हिउँ लगातार परेको छ।
Other regions in the hills and upper hills have experienced heavy snowfall as well, crippling the daily life. According to Meteorological Forecasting Division Jumla, Mugu, Manang, Mustang, Rasua among other districts have witnessed snowfall. Likewise, Dadaldhura, Bardia and Kailali saw heavy rainfall as well, with Dhangari experiencing the highest of 64 millimeters of rain.
आज लगभग देशभरि नै बदली देखिया छ हैन विगत अब 1-2 दिन भयो लगभग पश्चिमी वायुको प्रभाव देखिया छ पानी खासै यस अगाडि नपरेको देखिए तापनि अब आजबाट चाहिँ लगभग पश्चिमका भूभागहरुमा मेघगर्जन सहित वर्षा भइरहेको छ भन्ने रिपोर्टिङ आएको छ हैन त्यो सँगसँगै अहिले अब काठमाडौँमा पनि अब हल्का एकदम वर्षा भइरहेको जस्तो देखिया छ
The division has said the weather will improve from today afternoon. And now time for international update. Tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets of the Algerian capital Algiers in protest at the results of Thursday's presidential election. The protesters chanted slogans against the winner, ex-premier Abdelmajid Tebboune, a former loyalist of ousted leader Abdelaziz Bouteflika. Protesters are demanding that the whole political establishment be swept away. Polling day itself was marred by protests and calls for people to boycott the election. Tebboune, 74, took 50% of the vote, enough to avoid a second round. But he and the four other candidates were criticized for being closely linked with the ruler Bouteflika. And more news coming up, but right now it's time for another short break. And in our public voice segment, we had asked the students felicitated in convocation program organized by Purbanchal University. What's the plan for the future? Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public voice.
आफूले गरिरहेको कामलाई थप ऊर्जावान बनाउने, थप अध्ययन अनुसन्धान गर्ने र राम्रो काम रिजल्ट दिने भन्ने नै हुन्छ।
आफूले नै आफ्नो देशमा केही गरौँ भन्ने योजना छ अहिले चाहिँ म्यानेजमेन्टको विद्यार्थी भइसकेपछि अब म्यानेजमेन्ट फिल्डमै केही गरौँ भन्ने इच्छा छ हेरौँ अब कहाँसम्म पुगिन्छ यो इच्छालाई लिएर
हामी इन्जिनियरिङ फिल्डको मान्छे भएर अब देशको लागि केही गरौँ कि भनेर अगाडि बढ्ने छौँ
And now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
What's your take on the condition where people are made to wait for over 1.5 years to get their driving license? Your options are A, irresponsibility of transport management, B, policy level ambiguity, and C, lack of pressure. The voting is on. Type any W, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And let's move on to sports update.
Sports news.
The A Division Football League is all set to kick off from today. Machindra Club and Brigade Boys are to clash against each other in the inaugural match of the coveted league tournament. The inaugural match is slated to begin from 3 p.m. at the capital's Dasar Stadium. This is the first league match in 5 years. Both Machindra and Brigade Boys had a poor outing last season. 14 teams are participating at the A Division League, including defending champions Manang Marsyangdi Club, Tribhuvan Army Club, Nepal Police and Armed Police Force Club. The winners will bag the coveted trophy and a prize of 5 million rupees. A victory rally organized by the National Sports Council for the medal winners in the 13th South Asian Games was greatly hampered by the adverse weather. The rain pushed the schedule even by 2 hours, while the office bearers and the athletes had to bear the brunt of cold and rain. We have a report.
The Sports Council had released Friday's schedule for the victory rally on Wednesday itself. However, dignitaries from the Sports Council and Nepal Olympic Committee failed to show up at the scheduled time of 11 a.m. to begin the rally. The players who took shelter around the Dashrath Stadium were made to wait for some 2 hours. The top office bearers did arrive around 1 p.m. and after a brief felicitation of the players and coaches began the rally amid rain. The victory rally eventually was cut short due to the cold and rain around. Many of the 51 gold medalists, 60 silver medalists and 95 bronze medalists failed to be a part of the show due to adverse weather. Some players from team events such as football and basketball remained absent, showing their displeasure at the government's decision to felicitate with lesser cash prizes. It is always difficult to predict weather, but in modern world of internet and advanced technology, just a little check on weather forecast would have prevented the sports authority from transforming a noble gesture into farce.
And now time for special segment Media Watch.
The situation was tense in Bankhe district's Kohalpur all day on Sunday after 7th grade student Prakriti Chand was hit by a truck and seriously injured in the accident. The enraged locals resorted to protests and set ablaze the truck involved in the accident, vandalized around 24 passenger buses, and also set the police office on fire. According to Kohalpur's Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP Hembadur Sai, police fired around 600 rounds of rubber and metal bullets during Sunday's demonstration as the demonstrators had attacked the police office. At least 19 demonstrators and 40 police personnel, including DSP Sai, were injured in Sunday's incident. The European Union refrained from withdrawing Nepal's aviation sector from its blacklist on Thursday. The European Union blacklisted the Nepalese airline companies since 2013 and has banned them from flying into the airspace of the EU member nations, citing Nepal has not followed the mandatory criteria and air safety measures enforced by the International Civil Aviation Organization.
And a look at the top stories one more time. Parliamentary committee directs the government to immediately unveil new political map including Limpiadhura as national territory. Dispute lingers on whether to opt for political outlet or not. Temperature dips across the country as the westerly low pressure winds brings winter rains. Weathermen say rains and clouds will clear from today afternoon. Tens of thousands of people take to the streets of the Algerian capital Algiers protesting the results of Thursday's presidential election. And A-Division Football League kicks off from today. Machindra Club and Brigade Boys are to clash against each other in the inaugural match. And those were our latest headlines. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. this morning. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on KTVSD. Good day.